Today we will be delivering EUMETSAT's MTG-S1 mission to geosynchronous transfer orbit.
EUMETSAT operates a system of meteorological satellites that observe the atmosphere, ocean, and land surfaces 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. MTG-S1 will be Europe's first operational sounding satellite in geostationary orbit.
Now, MTG-S1 is carrying two missions this evening, the infrared sounder and the Copernicus Sentinel-4 ultraviolet visible near-infrared light imaging spectrometer. And in combination with Meteosat 12, which is already in orbit, MTG-S1 will enable weather and climate scientists to get a 4D vision of the dynamics and composition of the atmosphere.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff. Go Falcon, go MTG-S1.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Heavy motion power.
We've just passed 30 seconds and counting. Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Launch Complex 39A at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. In just a few
Falcon
seconds...
9 power and telemetry are nominal.
Amazing call out there. Everything is nominal. Great to hear. In just a few seconds, we'll throttle the engines down.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
Great call out again. We'll throttle the engines down in preparation for max Q, a period of maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Now we should be hearing that call out for max Q in just a few moments from now.
Max Q.
Amazing. So we just heard that call out for max Q. The rocket has just passed. It'll experience the greatest mechanical stress in flight at that point. The rocket typically needs to go 17,500 miles per hour horizontally in order to avoid being pulled back down to Earth and get into orbit. You can keep an eye on the Stage 1 telemetry on the bottom of your screen.
Now we're going to have several...
Back in flight chill.
Good call out there. We're going to have several events coming up in quick succession, and we should hear all of those called out by Mission Control, starting with Main Engine Cutoff, or MECO, then Stage Separation, SES-1, and lastly Fairing Separation. MECO is where we shut down all 9 M1D engines on the first stage. Stage Separation is when the first and second stages of Falcon separate from one another.
And second engine start, 1 or SES-1, is when we will light the MVAC engine on the second stage for the first time. Less than a minute later, the fairing will then jettison from the second stage as it's no longer needed to protect the payload once we're in space. So keep an eye out for these events happening back to back. It's all coming up in about 10-15 seconds from now. Just waiting on
MECO.
that. There's that MECO call out they were looking for.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
And there you heard and maybe even saw those events that happened back to back, which again were MECO, followed by Stage Separation, and then SES-1. And in just about 20 seconds from now, we'll have Fairing Separation.
Fairing separation confirmed.
Amazing view there of fairing separation. Now, as we mentioned earlier, we will be attempting to retrieve these fairing halves once they fall back to Earth, and they'll be taken to shore by our ocean recovery vessel, Doug.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance. Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Stage 1 landing burn.
And good call out there for the landing burn start on our Falcon 9 first stage.
Nominal orbit insertion.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
And there's that call out of landing confirmation for our Falcon 9 first stage. As a reminder, this was the 9th launch and landing for this first stage, which previously launched NASA Crew 9, RRT-1, Firefly, Blue Ghost Mission 1, From-2, Sirius XM-10, and 3 Starlink missions. We also heard a call out for nominal orbital insertion.
With that, Stage 2 is embarking on its coast phase, after which the MVAC engine will relight for a second time at about T plus 26 minutes. This will be followed by another short coast and then payload deploy.
We're going to take a quick break now and leave you with some space jams, and we'll see you back here in about 15 minutes.